Welcome to Royal News. The Duchess of Sussex has published she used to be criticized for her ambition when she started out a relationship with Prince Harry, announcing it used to be viewed as a terrible horrible thing. But before we continue, please to subscribe and turn on notifications for updates. She introduced that she had usually concept of it as a wonderful trait as a child earlier than gaining knowledge of an aspect or two about the labels and conventions that preserve ladies back. The first of her new Archetypes podcast launched on Spotify on Tuesday and titled The Misconception of Ambition with Serena Williams. Meghan expresses her wish to discover the containers ladies have been positioned in for generations. The statement, which ought to be construed as a sparkling broadside at the royal family, comes after a turbulent few years for the Sussexes and their relationship with the firm. The pair made the choice to step away from royal obligations in 2020 earlier than shifting to California and giving an explosive interview to Oprah Winfrey. Speaking to the chat show host, Meghan claimed participants of the royal household had brazenly expressed issues about how darkish her son Archie's pores and skin would be and stated she got here shot to suicide whilst pregnant with her first child. The couple had a low-key return to Britain for the Queen's Jubilee celebrations, and the podcast comes simply earlier than they put together to return once more in a few weeks to attend a sequence of charity events. I don't keep in mind in my view feeling the terrible connotation in the back of the phrase bold till I started out relationship my now husband, and curiously ambition is a terrible horrible thing. For women, she states. Since I felt the negativity at the back of it, it's certainly difficult to unfeel it. I can't unsee it both in the hundreds of thousands of female and girls who make themselves smaller, so lots smaller on an ordinary basis. In the podcast, Meghan explains that she desires to discover stereotypes that inhibit women, boxes like diva, crazy, the B-word, and get to the backside of the place they come from, why they've caught round for so long, adding, of course, I recognize an element or two about these labels myself. She stated she desired to share her experiences and these of different women in the hope that her own lived trip will assist different girls open up to divulge the layers of thrive inside all of us. Meghan and Williams, who described their shut friendship in the podcast, additionally discuss about how ladies are considered in another way when they grow to be mothers, with Meghan saying, the double general between how guys and female are dealt with after having children is so real. I've felt it. Williams, who currently introduced that she was once stepping away from tennis, printed the torment she went via as she took the selection to evolve her career. She stated she had spoken to Harry, who makes a small cameo on the podcast and invitations Williams to the couple's home. Williams stated she has frequently been shut to tears for the reason that taking the selection, however it used to be exciting to now not have to fear about performing on such an excessive level. Tennis used to be chosen for me, and I cherish that desire, however now for the first time in my whole lifestyles I'm selecting to do something. And it's hard, stated Williams. Meghan introduced that Williams, herself and Harry really be aware of on occasion the proper choice isn't the best choice, and it takes a lot. Concluding the podcast, Meghan stated there used to be a misconception that if you're an formidable woman, you have an agenda. In a phase in all likelihood to be scrutinized by using avid followers of the royal spat, she argues that if female are formidable they are considered as calculating, egocentric, or aggressive or a climber, and that if you're that fierce or sturdy or brave, then you by some means deserve anything receives thrown at you. On the other hand, disproportionate or unfair it might also be, and even when it's extra than most should endure. In a promotional video launched on Twitter, Meghan vowed to be unfiltered in her series, pronouncing that people ought to anticipate the actual me in this alternatively than what they see via the lens of the media. She added, I'm simply excited to be myself and discuss and